Hello, my name is Mike and my partner is Dimitri, and our project is finding algae. We had the customer problem as that Lake Erie has an infestation of algae that is making the water toxic when the algae blooms. The other problem is that it makes the water look dirty because of the green texture. Moving on, our customer needs are to reduce the amount of the algae blooms in Lake Erie to avoid the toxic environment and clear the algae infestation in the lake. As you can see in the slide, this is what we would like the final outcome of the lake to look like after the fish have been added as a sort of filtration system. Moving on to our solution. Oh, sorry, that's not our solution. It would be adding the grass carp to consume the algae, which is also our minimum viable product. In more detail is to avoid the algae blooms by implementing ponds as a part of the surrounding farmers' land in order to filter the algae runoff into Lake Erie by adding grass carp to the associated ponds. Some of the facts about the grass carp. The grass carp can maintain control for a long period of time. Some of the average grass carp can grow to upwards of 40 pounds and up to 4 feet in length. Grass carp are usually stocked at rates ranging from 5 to 12 per acre, and when stocked at 10 to 12 per acre, they can generally remove all submerged aquatic plants and most immersed aquatic plants within approximately 2 years. Calculations we did on how many grass carp we need show that approximately 2 million grass carp will be needed to cover the coastline of Lake Erie, which is where we would like to add this filtration system, which when converted to acres is approximately 154,000 acres. Moving on, the key features of our product. We would like to implement a system to add neutered or spayed grass carp to the ponds with the purpose of naturally filtering out the algae before they are able to spread into Lake Erie. By neutering the fish, this will help control the ecosystem as to prevent any further reproduction of any grass carp that might enter the lake. As you can see in the slide, this is a picture of a pond in a farmland in which we will add grass carp, and then ideally this pond will be in some way connected to Lake Erie so that we can release the fish into the lake to filter out the algae. Moving on, some of our customer problems that we would like to match. By filtering the water that flows into Lake Erie, we are making sure that the farmers are not the problem, since they are the main ones to blame due to the runoff of fertilizers from the farms that create the algae in the lake. As you can see, they do blame the farmers for most of the algae explosions entering Lake Erie. Moving on, our most important customer, as stated, is the farmer, and as well as any other manufacturing companies that produce any sort of bad chemical runoff that is released into Lake Erie. Moving on, some of the archetypes and jobs that we are doing for the customer include working together with hatcheries surrounding Lake Erie by providing the genetically neutered grass carp to add to the ponds for a filtration system. We are adding more jobs by creating more hatcheries, which will in turn require more workers from the surrounding areas. We will also implement a delivery system in which we will deliver the fish from the hatcheries to the customers. As you can see pictured on the bottom, delivery trucks, and then in the upper left-hand corner is a picture of a hatchery. In the upper right-hand corner is a picture of the construction of a pond. This also leads to the channels that we will be working with. Actually, we will move on to show you. The business-to-business channel is where we're going to work with different manufacturing companies that have a runoff of chemicals that flow into Lake Erie. As you can see, companies such as Sherwin-Williams, Lubrizol, PPG, and PolyOne. As well as we will be working with the business-to-consumer aspect, which relates to us working with individual farmers, as you can see, by helping them construct the ponds, maintain the ponds, and obtain the fish for a small monthly fee. This also leads to our key partners, which are also our key suppliers, which will include the hatcheries, the delivery companies, and the landscaping and construction companies, which will help with the building of the ponds. Some of the resources that we are gaining from them are the fish from the hatcheries, the delivery systems of the fish, and the materials for the ponds. And from the construction and landscaping companies, we are gaining the support and maintenance of the ponds. Some of our key activities will concentrate in supply chain. First, we will need to plan how many grass carp fish we will need. Then we will need to work with the hatcheries to start producing them. Then, lastly, we will sign the contract with the delivery company in order for them to deliver the fish to the ponds, and lastly, start selling. Moving on to our customer relationships, we will attract the customer by incorporating an ethical perspective of keeping and cleaning Lake Erie. We will keep the customers by implementing a monthly fee to clean/maintain the pond as well as the fish. We will then grow the customers by expanding the territory and moving into lakes with similar problems. The last topic will be the revenue streams. We will make our profits by providing the neutered grass carp and by constructing and maintaining the ponds for the customer for a monthly fee. As you can see in our financial analysis, grass carp costs between approximately $5 and $15, and as stated earlier in the presentation, are usually stocked from 10 to 12 fish per acre. Our idea would be to purchase the fish for $4 each and to sell them for $6 each. Going off of that, our other main revenue stream will be the ponds, in which they will cost anywhere from $11.82 to about $8,200 per acre or more. And due to the fact that we are outsourcing most of our work, we will make approximately a 20% profit by constructing these ponds as well as selling the fish to the farmers who we will be constructing the ponds for. And then lastly, references and any questions?